Good morning. Who are you today, and what grand and glorious adventures are you going to have? Take a deep breath in. And let go of all and any heavy, crazy density that you're aware of, allowing your psychic space to be acknowledged. When we wake up in the morning, we can set the vibration for the day to create or destroy. So this morning, as you relax into the start of the day, recognizing, acknowledging, and including awareness. Sometimes we can wake up with our heads going a million miles an hour. Thoughts abound. And what if that's an indication of your psychic awareness plugged in to the thought machine, the intensity and density machine of reality? That's not wrong. That's strong that you're aware. So acknowledging the fact that you are aware this morning and every morning can be so powerful. Who are you today? What greater acknowledgement of awareness can you have? Can you own? Can you choose? And if you acknowledged your awareness and that awareness is, would that transform your day, your reality, what you think is going on? Relaxing even more into the profound and powerful acknowledgement of awareness. Imagine this morning that you're attending psychic kindergarten, that you were taught from the earliest days of school. Imagine you walk into your kindergarten today, and the teacher, all the adults, all the other children are playing psychic games, acknowledging awareness, and the teacher was always asking you, what are you aware of? When you were crying, when you were angry, when you were not feeling well, instead of it being treated as your problem and your problem alone, it was widely recognized that you were and are connected to the whole, aware of the whole, perceiving what is going on that might not be spoken, that might be hidden, that others might not want to be aware of. But since you're going to psychic kindergarten, the target is the acknowledgement of awareness. What if everything that you're aware of today is simply awareness, not your personal problem, not your personal feelings? And what would it take for today for you to give yourself the space, the permission to let yourself be aware, to not have to own any thought, any feeling, or any emotion, recognizing that every thought, every feeling, every emotion, no matter how subtle, how light, how dense, how intense, is awareness. And if you're somebody who has willfully acknowledged your own awareness, this will be easier. If you are somebody who has been denying or rejecting or simply not choosing to recognize and acknowledge awareness, this will be harder. Taking yourself to psychic kindergarten or psychic elementary school or psychic high school or psychic university or independent psychic mastery. A master knows that they're aware. A master is cooperating with awareness, not rejecting any awareness. A psychic master never buys into heavy or limitation, for a psychic master knows that all energy is infinite. There is no one true reality. There are infinite possibilities that do not end. And if you could choose infinite possibility, would you? What would give you psychic peace? What permission to have everything that you're aware of and not make it a problem, not make it something you have to heal, fix, change, resist, avoid. If you didn't have to prove you were aware, how much easier would your life be? Wake up to a far more gentle, spacious, kind scope of reality by giving yourself permission today and any day to know that you're aware. And awareness isn't wrong. Awareness is strong. Any awareness that you've been avoiding, barriering against, any awareness of what other people are choosing, especially the people you care about, whether they're choosing consciousness or anti-consciousness, to hurt themselves, to destroy themselves, to judge themselves, to judge you, to control you. Letting yourself be aware of the best in others and the worst in others without judgment. Judgment is not awareness. Judgment is control. Can you have total ease in awareness and control at the same time? And how much control do you use to inhibit the free flow of energy? Relaxing into a universe of possibility, of allowance for all awareness, the allowance for the awareness of what is sometimes so unpleasant to be aware of. Having more allowance than point of view makes awareness softer. Having allowance for awareness of the infinite beauty of nature, the exquisite, elegant interconnectedness of all energy. Letting yourself receive more awareness. What if awareness was a valuable currency? Are you rich in awareness? Or have you been making yourself poor in awareness? The more awareness you avoid, the harder your life will be. The more awareness you acknowledge, have allowance for, and value, the bigger, brighter, and wealthier your life will be. So today, expanding into the value of awareness in every moment, at the grocery store, bathing your kids, talking on the phone with your mom, being bored sitting in traffic, working on your computer, thinking about the past, present, and future, whatever the circumstances are. Expanding into the levels and layers of incredible awareness. First, the awareness closest to you. If you're sitting in traffic, being aware of all the points of view of all the other people in the cars around you, their anger, their boredom, their force, their avoidance, whatever they're going through. It's okay to be aware of all that and acknowledge that you're aware. And then expanding out to the awareness that's bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And getting to the strata of awareness that is sometimes or oftentimes so avoided and so hidden. The awareness of what people do not want to see, or do not want others to see, do not want to see themselves. It's okay to be aware of all that too, because psychic power is not wrong. It is strong. And everywhere you've been avoiding being that aware or too aware or more aware than others, because if you were more aware or too aware, then would it be your responsibility to handle everything that you're aware of? Nope. It's not your responsibility. In fact, it can't be, because you can only be the God of your universe And are they asking? So who are you aware for? You're aware for you, for the peace of your psychic living. Knowing is a superpower. Knowing what is easier than buying a lie. So what would it take to have even more consciousness today than you did yesterday? And everything that you're avoiding about having more awareness, having more consciousness, let you just try and uncreate all that. And whoever you're defending for or against with your awareness or avoidance of awareness or refusal of awareness, destroy and uncreate all that too. And everything you're proving you are aware of, you're not aware of, you don't want to be aware of, you can't be aware of, you shouldn't be aware of, well, you destroy and uncreate all of that too. And what would you lose if you were even more aware? And what would you gain if you were even more aware? In the face of awareness, lies have no power. How do you know if it's awareness? Because it's light. How do you know if it's a lie? Because it's heavy. What if you addressed all the heavy that you're aware of on a daily basis, rather than avoiding it, trying to medicate it? Heavy is a lie. Heavy is not true. How much more freedom and choice could you give to you today and every day? Waking up with more consciousness today and every day, now and into the future, by simply asking, what's it going to take to be more conscious now and into the future? Consciousness is the inclusion of everything, i.e. the awareness of everything and the judgment of nothing. What more could you include about you today? What judgment of you could you destroy and uncreate today? Yeah. Give yourself a big psychic hug, sending light throughout all your psychic space, and trusting that you live in a magical universe that wants to get through to you. I love you.